What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate y'all stopping by, spending some time with me, a few minutes before I head on in here to the day job, Look, I have had and have always had a problem with authority. That's what they say. They say that I have a problem with authority. But they don't know me. You know what I mean? They don't know me. I don't have a problem with authority. All right? I don't have a problem with following rules, and staying in line or whatever. What I do have a problem with, however, is simply doing what somebody tells me to do simply because they told me to do it. So in school, right, which never really made sense to me, in school they want you to learn math and then discover why it's important for you to learn math already after you've learned it. And that doesn't make any sense to me, okay? So I need to figure out why math is important. And once I figure out why math would be important for me to learn, then I will learn it. Then I will agree to it, and I will do it happily, gladly, better than anyone you've ever seen. And this is what I really have a problem with. I have to make sure that things make sense before I do them. So I have a problem with blindly following authority. And that's the authority problem, or the problem with authority that they tried to tell me that I have this big problem with authority. But I don't. I do with blind authority. I'm not just going to do what you say simply because you say it if it makes no sense to me. I follow my heart. It has to make sense to me, myself. And here's the problem with that. I have a really big ego. Okay? But I want to tell you what I've discovered the ego really is, okay? Ego is faith. But ego is faith in yourself. In yourself. And I have a lot of faith in myself. I have a lot of faith in myself. So I have much more faith in myself than I have in a lot of other people. For real. I don't have a lot of faith in other people. That's just something about me. I don't know. I can't explain it to you. I just don't have a lot of faith in other people. And for this reason, it has to make sense for me, to me. But like I said, there's a whole lot of me. I've been given a great amount of faith. Okay? So there's a whole lot of me in the form of ego, a whole lot of faith in the form of ego, in the form of faith in myself. But ego transmuted or transformed becomes faith in God, or faith in the all, or faith in your higher power, whatever you want to call it. But that's what ego is translated in. So the bigger your ego is, the more potential there is for you. Once you begin to transmute that ego into this other thing that's not faith of self, but is faith in God. You see? So when I say things have to make sense to me, what I'm really saying is they have to make sense to me according to my relationship with God. Like if I have a hard time doing anything for anyone else. Like if I see somebody drop their groceries, I don't really go pick up their groceries to help them out. Like I might help them out. It might appear that I'm doing this to help them out, but I'm not. And I'm not doing it for myself either, because myself is selfish. My ego is selfish. And it's like, no, I'm just got to get out of here quick, bro. I ain't even worried about her groceries. You know what I mean? So, but when I stop, and this is something that naturally occurs for me, you know what I mean? When someone drops something, I automatically, I want to help. But I've discovered that I'm not doing it for them, and I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for God. Like in a way, I'm giving back, right? Like if God can't be in this world, but can only work through people, then I'm like, yeah, you can work through me. I'll show people how you are. You see what I'm saying? And so that made a lot of sense for me out of a lot of different things in my life that I previously had problems doing, like just giving up some of my precious alone time. Because on the spiritual path, you probably prize your alone time. For me, my alone time is like #1 on the charts. And I used to spend it alone. Now I spend it with God. Like I used to just spend it with my ego. Now I spend it with God. And I hope this is making sense to you. I'm not religious. Like I'm not trying to preach to you like the Bible. I'm not trying to convert you to any sort of religion. I'm just telling you how this works for me, okay? Like they say, I have a problem with authority, but I don't have a problem with authority. I have a problem with blind authority, so things have to make sense for me. So I could never give my time to anyone else because that didn't make sense to me. Huh? Why would I give up my alone time to help you out with something? What's that going to do for me? How's that going to benefit me? But it does benefit me. It benefits me in my relationship with God because I take all this time for myself in the form of alone time or, my meditations or filming these videos. I take a lot of time. So sometimes I got to give that time back. I have to do things out of service to other people, and that's out of my service to God. You see what I mean? So when I go to work, dude, I don't work for the boss of the job. Dude, I work for the big guy. I work for the big boss. That's why I work hard at the job. Huh? I'm unattached to this world. That's what being unattached means. We have these different words. We have surrender. We have acceptance. We have unattachment. You see? And they're all describing maybe a similar process, but a little bit different things, right? Like the surrender for me was I got the job because I need the money. I had to surrender. And so I just took the job when it came. And then I had to accept my role in the job and be cool with it, but then become unattached because I got depressed over the job. So I had to become unattached to my job, my real world job. And I had to concentrate on my work, and my work is never ending. My work is on myself. My work is improving the relationship that I have with God or with spirit or whatever you want to call it, right? But that's my real work, and that work can be done anytime, any place. And some of the most powerful work that you can do is selfless work, is spending your time being of service to something greater than yourself. And me, like I said, I got a big old ego, bro. I'm not like, okay, I'm going to go work for my boss because my boss is something greater than myself or the company is something greater than myself. That's why I'm telling you I sacrifice this time to God. That's what's greater than myself. I'm working like I'm doing it for God, like I'm on God's payroll. And as soon as that intention clicks, you are on God's payroll. You'll be taken care of. Anyway, till next time, I hope you continue to free your mind.